Isn't this lovely? I play some dross on this programme, I'll tell you. Is there anybody out there still awake? Is there anybody out there still listening? I'm going to leave you with the Yoshi-O. Well, I suppose I better tell you the phone number once again. You know how dim you can be not remembering. The number is Preston 561000, who will be taking us first calls after the 11 o'clock news, which is with us right now.
The 11 o'clock news, this is Alan King.
Ring him if you dare.
Allan Beswick, the late night show.
Well, it's just after 3 minutes past 11. Preston 561000. If you wish to join us, our Rod's taking your calls and we'll be phoning you back, providing you give us the number. If you don't give us the number, you won't get on. Preston 561000. Rather quaint, isn't it? Preston 561000 if you want to join us on the phone in. Inevitably the lines are engaged and no doubt will remain that way until 2, but you won't get on if you don't phone. So Preston 561000. We'll be talking to Dave, Keith and Sheila soon.
We'll make you laugh. We'll make you smile. You know you had some fun on Red Road 301.
I'll do Dave.
Hello, Alan. In the English language, there are 3 words that end in S-H-I-O-N.
We've had them. We've had them.
Sorry?
We've had them. Fashion, cushion,
Yes?
and fushion. F-U-S-H-I-O-N.
Oh,
Fushion.
no.
Yes.
Oh, well. Never mind.
Listen, kid,
Well,
I've been around.
I used to cause some trouble last night over the bar with Queer.
That was you, was it, you
It was
rat?
me.
That was you. Go and drown yourself. It was a good one, I must admit. We had a long time with
I
that
know, it
last
kept
night.
me awake all night.
It kept you awake. They finished me. Anyway, cushion, fushion and fashion we've got.
Oh,
Ta-ra.
dear. Bye.
Another Dave.
Hello, Alan.
Howdy.
You know those word association games?
Some of them I know, some of them I don't.
I'd like me and you to partake in one. Don't take this as a challenge, like, just an...
I've never in my life taken anything as
Yeah.
a challenge.
I know, I've heard you say that in the past, that's why I said it. Just as an attempt to, like, possibly give the listeners some entertainment. Like, me and you partake in a
Are
word
you going to get
association
on
game.
with it, or are you going to tie yourself up in intellectual knots?
Okay. Right, I'll start off. Blubber. Go on.
I'm thinking. Whale.
Sperm.
Bank.
Money.
Sorry?
Money.
Yes, please.
No, it has to be one word now.
Please.
Do you mean please? That's got that has no material connection.
Who's
with money.
answering these? You or me?
Okay, then, please. Thank you,
Pleasure.
madam.
What?
Madam, pleasure, madam. You always say that.
Well, you said I could only use one word.
No, you said pleasure, and that was your answer to the word please, wasn't it? That was your connection with the word please. Now, my connection with the word, what did you say now? Pleasure, is madam, because you always say pleasure, madam, don't you? When you get some intellectual buffoon on the phone
In that case,
that talks
I'll
like
try it
this,
now.
oh do, Alan, I'd like to talk about, and then you cut them off and say, pleasure, madam.
Oh,
Hey, stretch out and wait, Al.
I'm
You know,
sorry.
you know-
I'm sorry. I don't know what you said then.
Stretch out and wait.
I don't know what that means.
Have you heard of the Smiths?
The who?
The Smiths.
Yeah, they used to
Hey,
live in
you know
Bruce
the
Avenue.
Sweet and Tender Hooligan?
The who?
Sweet and Tender Hooligan. You'll never do it again. Not until the next time.
The sweet...
Don't you remember me, Al? I used to be the famous Dave. You used to cut me off.
It's just how I feel in the heat of the night. It's just how you feel when you know it's for real. It's a kick, it's a hit, it's a cup. Coca-Cola is it.
It's back to school with Slater's for massive stocks of school uniforms at low prices. Why pay through the nose when Slater's stock the lot? Fully lined washable blazers from $11.99. School shirts from $2.99. Trousers and skirts from $4.99. And ties and socks from 69 pence. More choice and lowest prices at Slater's. Branches at Preston, Wigan, Ashton in Makerfield, Lee, Bolton, St Helens and Warrington. Make sure your child goes back to school with Slater's.
Carpets. We've hundreds of rolls to choose from. Prices start at 50 pence a square yard. Yes, only 50 pence. At the Carpet Supermarket, Fletcher Road off Ribbleton Lane, Preston. Open 7 days a week.
Also at Long Lane, Aintree.
The first heat of the Red Rose Radio Country Music Talent Competition takes place this Sunday at Frontierland, Morecambe's Wild West theme park. We've 6 great local acts for you to hear, with the winners going one step nearer that trip to Nashville. The entertainment starts at 2, so don't miss it. That's the first heat of the Red Rose Radio Country Music Talent Competition this Sunday at Frontierland in Morecambe.
How do, Keith?
Hello, Alan. Last night you had somebody on trying to defend Yorkshire against Lancashire. Do you remember?
Impossible.
Well, I've lived in both counties. I'd like to say that Yorkshire is the better county.
Then you're a prat.
I'm not a prat. You must be the prat for not agreeing with it. Have you ever been to Yorkshire, lived in it?
I've lived there, yes.
May I ask what part?
I've been there, yes. I've lived in the Leeds area, which is pretty naff, and I've lived in North Yorkshire, which is pretty.
Yorkshire is just one great county. It's friendly atmosphere, they've got better teams at all sports.
Better teams at all sports.
Yeah.
Don't think I'd entirely agree with that.
Well,
When did a Yorkshire football team last win the cup?
And which cup are you on about now? The Lancashire Cup?
No, the Yorkshire football teams have a lot of trouble in the Lancashire Cup, you prat. How do, Sheila?
Hello, Alan.
Hello.
Do you know what it is when you have another person in your mind?
Depends what you mean by another person. It could be love.
No, not that way.
Well, I need to know what way.
Oh, gosh, this person is 24 hours a day. It's just uncontrollable.
Yes, it's a mental illness called schizophrenia.
What do you do about it?
What have you done about it so far?
I can't do anything because it...
Have you been to your doctor?
No, because it won't let me.
Well, you'll have to make it let you. You need medical help.
Well, how do I take control then?
I've no idea, but you've got to find a way, because you need medical help. And if you don't get medical help, it won't be resolved. No one can help you but yourself. It's down to you.
I don't feel I can do that. I'm not strong enough. This person's stronger than me.
Well, it's all right. If the person's stronger than you, then you won't make it. Nothing I can do about it other than to encourage you to take the bull by the horns and deal with it yourself, because if you don't, you'll go under.
What?
It's that simple. I know that's hard. I know it sounds exceptionally hard, but that's how it is.
Well, what do you mean when I won't make it?
I mean that you will not get rid of this thing that you think is in your mind without some help. Medical help. qualified medical help.
Can I say something to you?
You can say to me whatever you wish, Sheila.
Gosh, I'm going to blow the lot here.
Doesn't matter.
Do you remember the call you got a few weeks ago? Well, it's been July now. Well, say about 2 months ago.
I get a lot of calls.
Yeah, I know you do.
Well, I'll need a little more help in order to identify one particular call.
Well, the person who was on to you for a long time.
Well, we have quite a few of those as well, Sheila. I need to know more. If you're telling me it was you, I'm fairly sure it was, because I recognise your voice.
Why I say I've blown the lot, I have done now. If a person is listening, I have done now. I might as well tell you out. Well, this person in my mind has stopped me from taking the tablets now. Although you helped a lot when I spoke to you last time. You helped a lot. But this person now is... She's completely took over my life now. I still can't sleep. As soon as I wake up... Oh my gosh. It's just... Gosh, I can't describe it.
Do you ever go to the doctors, Sheila? Ever? When did you last go to the doctors? About? Have you been to the doctors since you last spoke to me?
Yeah. Well, not a... Well, yeah, it is a doctor, yeah.
Well, it is or it isn't a doctor.
Yeah. Did you get the letter I wrote to you?
You didn't write the letter in the name Sheila, did you?
No, I didn't.
No.
But I've seen somebody else since I spoke to you.
Tell me what town your letter was written from.
Skem.
Yes, I got your letter.
Yeah. Gosh, I'm so confused about life. Why? Oh gosh, why it hasn't ended altogether? I just don't know. 'Cause I've done enough. Your man's done enough. But this person now. Oh my God. I can't win. Just can't win with my mind.
You can win.
What? Well, it said in the letter. When I see somebody else, she makes me feel good. But she's not enough. I know she's not.
Sheila, will you write to me again, quickly, very quickly, for all sorts of reasons? And will you tell me your name and address, your true one, next time you write?
It is under.
I know, but I don't keep letters generally. But if you will write to me again with your true name and your true address and your true phone number, I will then ring you, not on the radio. Okay?
Yeah.
So will you do that for me?
Yeah.
Okay, you do that. And we'll deal with it, if we can, some other way. All right?
Yeah.
Are you going to write that letter now? In case you forget, in case you change your mind.
Well, I write your name down. So,
Write the letter now. I can't help you if you don't. So it's up to you. If you want me to try to help in some way, and I don't know what way yet, but if you want me to try to help, then you'll have to write to me. If you don't write to me, then there's not much point phoning me again, because I can't help you on the phone. So write to me now.
Yeah.
Tonight. As soon as this call ends, which it's going to do in a very short time. You know the address, you know my name, you've written before, but you must tell me your telephone number.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, I cannot ring you back. I won't look it up in the directory, you must tell it me.
Yeah, okay.
All right?
Yeah.
So you write to me at Red Rose Radio with your true name, your true address, and your real telephone number. I'll ring you, and we'll try to deal with it from there. But if you don't, then don't ring again, because it's over. This is the only chance you'll get.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
So you're going to write now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, Shay, I'm going to be hard with you. I'm going to say, right, that's it. You write to me. If you don't, next time you come on, I'll cut you off. So you must write.
Okay.
Good night.
Yeah.
Go and write your letter. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I'll do Edna.
Hello, Alan.
Yep.
Last night you had a caller who asked you about a sentence, and as far as I remember, you said it was some words strung together with a beginning and end which made sense.
Yes.
Is that right? Well, I've got one for you, if you wouldn't mind taking it down, and see if you can make sense of this. I assure you can.
Go on.
It was, and I said, not, or.
What was the last word?
Or, O-R.
Oh. It was.
It was, and I said, not, or. You can put a capital I on the it and a full stop after the or, and it is a sentence if you punctuate it properly.
It was, comma, and I said, quote, not or.
No.
That'd do it, but go on.
Do you want to hear the answer?
Yeah.
Oh. It was and I said.
Not or. Yeah, that's right.
Put apostrophes around your and your or.
The only thing I did wrong was get the comma after the was instead of the and.
Yes, that's the trap.
It was and that's where we can put the quotations as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay.
Ta-ra.
Bye.
English teachers are mocking me from all over Britain on that.
I can send my girl a postcard, but I've much too much to say. I could write that girl a letter, but it just might go astray. So I'll sing my girl a love song, send it to my local DJ. All I need is a cassette recorder and a spool of TDK. You know I've got the blues, 'cause my baby's gone away. Oh yes she has. But I'm gonna tell the whole world how I feel. I'm a rolling spool of TDK. Yeah, yeah.
For sale, motor classified ads in the Red Rose Advertiser. Brand new in display box, just £5 for up to 12 words. Genuine reason for sale. Wanted, motor classified advertisers. Must have car to sell. Must really want to sell it, obviously. Write or call in with your cash or cheque to the Red Rose Advertiser, St Paul Square, Preston. Move your motor in the Red Rose Advertiser.
I must get that. I've got to buy one. How do, Jackie?
Hello.
Hello.
I'd like to ring up about DHSS.
Well, you have, so what do you want?
You don't get much money on it, do you?
No,
Why not?
because the government doesn't like you having much money on it.
Yeah, and then it says you have to wait up to 13 weeks if you don't get a job. Well, how are you meant to live on for 13 weeks?
What do you mean you're meant to wait for up to 13 weeks?
Well, that's what it said on the letter I got.
Well, tell me what you mean. You're not going to get any money at all for 13
Yeah.
weeks. What reason did they give?
They didn't give one, that's what
Had you been working before?
Yeah, on the YTS.
You've been working on a YTS. Did you leave the YTS before it ended?
Yeah.
That is your punishment.
God.
Well, there you go. You should have thought of that before you left. How do, Teresa?
Hello, Mr. Beswick.
Hello, Teresa, or Teresa, which is it?
Well, Teresa will do.
Teresa will have then, how do?
How do?
you spoke about the Lord's pilgrimage, didn't you, on your show?
I did.
Yes, well, I just wanted to tell you something.
Then do so.
I was on that pilgrimage and saw those people die.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think, you know, sometimes you're right in lots of things and sometimes you can be very wrong. So, we're having a day at Maggie May's, and I challenge you to come along to that.
Well, you made a mistake. As soon as you started that sentence, I challenge you. I have never, ever, in my adult life, accepted a challenge. I'm not going to start now. I've nothing to prove.
I didn't say you had anything to prove. I just said come along and meet some of the people.
No, you didn't say come along and meet some of the people. You said I challenge you. And the answer, I don't know what you've asked yet, but the answer to anyone that says to me I challenge you, the answer is no.
Well, okay, but just remember this, and just remember this before you go off your hat or whatever.
I won't remember anything until you tell me.
Well, remember that when people are very sick and sometimes they go to Lourdes, it may be funny to you.
No, it isn't funny to me.
It may be funny to you. Religion may be funny to you.
No, religion isn't funny to me.
Well, it sounds it to me. I don't listen.
Well, you must. Well, if you don't listen, I don't know how it sounds. You'll have to make your mind up which you're saying now.
Well, my grandson listens to you, so I don't have a lot of choice.
So you're saying. So when you say you don't listen, you mean you do listen.
The thing is.
Now that is funny.
Oh well, I can be very funny too.
Yes,
I can
but
be
you see, it's no good.
I can
You
be
see,
quite as funny as you.
Teresa, you'll get your opportunity to try. Tell us a joke, but Teresa, all I can say to you is, by all means, make any statement you like, but don't come on the phone in saying I don't listen, but I do listen. Otherwise, you're going to call ridicule upon yourself. But continue.
That doesn't worry me.
I'm glad to hear it. Are you going to continue, or are you going to continue with this patronising drivel that I don't want to hear, or are you going to make your point? Yes or no?
I'll make this point.
Then make your point, then go.
Remember, when you are talking about something like a pilgrimage to Lourdes and people have died, it's not a joke. And it's
Fine.
not funny.
Fine.
It's a mother.
Fine.
It's a mother and
Listen,
a father.
Teresa, what do you want? What do you want out of me? You've said remember. I've said I'll remember.
Well,
if I think it's funny at the time, I'll still think it's funny. There's nothing you can do about it.
Would you like to think
It's
funny?
not... Teresa, you've made your statement.
If it was
Trying
your,
to get...
if
Listen,
it was
Teresa,
your,
you cannot nail emotion where emotion wishes not to go.
If it was your mum and your dad...
Oh,
and your sister and your
Teresa,
brother.
you're breaking my heart now. I've got to do this programme till 2 in the morning. Am I going to do it with tears in my eyes and my heart rent asunder?
Try your very best. And
I'll have
remember,
no problem at
try
all,
your very
Teresa.
best.
You haven't altered anything.
You never know. You never know.
Oh,
Mr. Benson.
Teresa, get on your knees, love. Get
Okay.
on your knees.
Well, then, come
light a candle for crying out loud.
Oh, I'll
but
light
don't
a-
try and convince
I've
me that I
already
ought
lit
to
a candle
care.
for you. I've already
Well, that's
lit a
probably why I've
candle.
got an headache. It's 11:30. Let's play one of these. It's got to be more interesting.
Win £50, £20, £15 each week at the Newmarket and M2 Market, Waterloo Road, Blackpool.
Early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy and wealthy and wise. Ben had his doubts. He had gone to bed impossibly early the previous evening and had woken at the first hint of birdsong, yet he still hadn't worked out how to replace the castle's drawbridge. Then inspiration struck. Taking a sheet of the softest Kleenex velvet toilet tissue, he secured it firmly across the moat, allowing the cowboys to escape from the Sheriff of Nottingham.
Kleenex Velvet. Softness is our strength.
Presenting, in the worst possible taste, a present for your most loathed companion. Watch them squirm with agony and cringe with anguish. Bessic's Big Blue Cassette. Checks or postal orders for £3.99, payable to Red Rose Productions and addressed to Bessic's Big Blue Cassette, Box 301, Preston. Bessic's Big Blue Cassette, available by post at your own peril.
How do, Andy?
Hello, Alan. I was reading in my local city newspaper the other day of a charity they've got going at the moment for a buy a brick appeal for the Pat Phoenix Cancer Research Campaign. And what they put in the paper is, any donations given over £2, names will be printed in the paper. Now, I think this is unfair to people who can't afford £2. What do you think?
I think it makes no odds. If it gets a little bit more out the public and they have the intention to get a little bit more out the public, then so be it. It's just a process by which to get money.
Yeah, do you not think it's unfair, though, to these people who
like kiddies who only get £1 spent a week?
The simple answer to that is no, because if they can afford to send, let us say they can afford to send £1, then all they've got to do is wait twice as long and send £2 and they'll get the name on a brick. I think it's unfortunate that they have to use such ludicrous ploys to get money out of people, but then I think it's unfortunate that they have to get the money anyway when they're providing facilities that the state ought to provide. So you can start, if you like, examining it from any angle you like, and you will always find a critical angle. You'll always find a criticism of it. But at the end of the day, they've got to build a damn place, and if they need the money, they need the money.
Yeah, but do you not think, though, getting the money from the state, you say, in what way could they get the money from the state if the state haven't got the money?
Well, I'm not saying they can't get it from the state. They can get it from the state. I'm saying that it is a facility that the state ought to provide. I'm not saying the state will. It clearly won't.
Well,
it's shutting hospitals down, not opening them.
Yeah, where does the money come from, though, for that?
The money ultimately, or eventually, of course, comes from the taxpayer, but then it is a collective responsibility. If we are to have a welfare state, and this country claims to have one, and claims to have the best in the world, then it ought to be providing the kind of facilities that the Pat Phoenix Centre would provide.
Yeah. Yeah, all right then.
Good. How do, Bill?
Alan.
What?
If I've got 2 coins in my hand, and together they add up to 7 new pence, but one of them is not a 5-pence piece, what 2 coins have I got?
I haven't got a clue.
Have any of your listeners got a clue?
No idea.
You know it, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okie doke.
Ta-da.
Ta-da.
I'll do Annette.
Oh, last night you had a penguin song. Can you tell me who sung it and how I can get hold of a copy?
Yes, it was sung by a guy called Les Barker, and if you send me a stamped self-addressed envelope and a note to the effect that you want his address, I will send you his address.
Is there an album or anything else?
There's about 5 albums.
Oh, good.
All right?
Yes, thank
Ta-ra. I'll do Barry.
Oh, good evening, Alan.
Evening.
I'd like to make an inquiry regarding the poll tax. Can you tell me, will assessment be made using a census or voters list system? And if that's being so, what's to stop people breaking the law and stating that there's only 1 or 2 people living in the house?
The way it stands at the moment, and it is all conjecture because the government aren't about to introduce it tomorrow, but the way the poll tax, or I can't remember what the government name for it now is, but never mind. The way it stands at the moment is fairly straightforward, and that is the responsibility for investigating who lives on what premise is going to fall with the local authority. So that will probably be done by application form or by questionnaire. They will send you a questionnaire, and then occasionally they will check out whether you are or are not telling the truth.
Yeah, if people do that, they'd wipe hundreds of thousands off the voters list, wouldn't they?
Well, it depends on whether they base it on the voters list or not, doesn't it?
Well, what other way is there of checking?
The simple answer is that they can come and knock on your door and count the beds that have been slept in and all that kind of garbage. It sounds quite insidious, but we don't yet know how they are going to check it. The voters list is a very, very poor process, or a very poor document for which to check the resident qualifications of any home.
Yeah, but people could get away with it for maybe a year or 2.
That is perfectly possible. We will have to wait and see. As I say, the government at the moment have only just today made a decision as to when it's going to be implemented and over what length of time it's going to be implemented. The details of how it will be implemented will be released forthwith, but certainly in the non-too-distant future. And until then, we're not in a position to debate it. Certainly the indications at the moment are, and the suspicions on the part of the local authority associations are, that it will be their responsibility to check and collect the poll tax.
Okay, cheers.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
Very worrying, but it'll come, I'm sure. How do Stephen?
Yeah, well, don't forget about that.
Goodbye, Stephen. You talk to me and you listen to me, otherwise you don't get on. How do Howard?
Hello, Alan.
Yes?
Can I ask you about the press, please?
You can ask.
Yeah, how accurate or how good is the press compared to, abroad? Like, how good or how bad?
I'm afraid that question is similar to how long is a piece of string. Our press is as good and as bad as all the press abroad.
So there's no significant, like you can say, this country is, a certain country is better than another.
This country has a quite free press. A decision made in the House of Lords today would cause me to hesitate to say that, but it has a quite free press, not quite as free as the American press that have their freedoms written into the Constitution, but it's free-ish.
And so it's not too bad, in other words.
I would say that our press is considerably better than many other nations' press, but it still has its flies in the ointment and its disgusting little reptiles.
Yeah. All right then, thanks.
Okay?
Yeah.
Ta-ra. We shall talk to Simon next.
The night we met, I wanted you so bad. You were the best thing I ever had. So as you held me closely and told me that you loved me, I recorded every word you said on my TDK now, on my TDK now, on my TDK, yeah. Every word you said. TDK now is there every single day now. I just have to play now. Every word you said. I got you taped, honey.
Get your honey taped on one of the new range of TDK cassettes.
It was proving to be more difficult than she thought. All those shops and stores, the convenience, the car park. Could she stop herself?
Can you resist the temptation of the Bishopgate Shopping Centre? It's Preston's most sophisticated shopping experience.
The Munich Beer Festival is famous throughout the world for everyone to have a good time. There's more barrels than at the OK Corral, and departure dates are the 17th or the 24th of September or the 1st of October. You'll stay at the classy Gasthof Zillertal in Strass, if we can drag you away from the bar, that is. And the cost, half board, is just £99. But make sure you ring Avalon Travel today, because this is on a first-come, first-served basis. Get it? Avalon Travel, phone Bolton 398788.
If you want to join us on the phone in, the number is Preston 561,000. It's 20 minutes to midnight. The lines are engaged. Keep trying if you want to get on. And our Sarah is taking your calls.
Allan Beswick.
How do Neil?
Alan?
Yes?
What can we do about all these Pakistanis in our country?
Welcome them. How do Simon?
Hello, Alan.
Yes?
I'd just like to make a statement, if I may.
What
Hello?
about?
The statement I'd like to make is...
What about was the question.
about the attitude of society to gays.
Go on, make your statement.
The statement is, I'd like to say, if AIDS is the wrath of God, why are lesbians the least likely to get the disease?
Perhaps God likes lesbians.
Yeah, but lesbians are still gay, aren't they?
Indeed, yes, but that may well still be that God likes lesbians.
Yeah, but why shouldn't he like gays if he likes lesbians?
I've no idea. Perhaps he likes women. I like lesbians generally.
I do.
Fine.
Nothing against lesbians.
Well, you, me and God have got a lot in common.
That's a compliment.
Only for you.
I mean about me and God, not me and you.
That's all right then.
Okay? That's it.
Well, you know this statement you said you like to make?
Yeah.
What is it? 'Cause
that's the statement I've made.
Oh, that was a question, not a statement.
Well, sorry.
Don't be sorry. Be accurate.
My English is obviously not as good as yours.
Obviously, but that applies to most people. How do Tina?
How do Alan? I heard you on the other night inviting Jehovah's Witnesses to
come and put the case, but I haven't heard anybody come on.
No, neither have I. I don't think you will. I want them to convince me that it is right and proper that babies should die for their parents' religion.
Yeah, I'd like to hear the argument about that.
I don't think
But
you
I'd like
will,
to
love.
tell you how to get rid of them.
I don't
For
need
good.
to.
No,
For
I
good.
tried your method.
Go on.
And they come back. You
Go
tell
on.
them you're a Roman Catholic blood donor.
Well, that's
And
one way of doing it, yeah.
I haven't had them round for 6 months.
Have you not?
No.
You've probably got a cross on your door.
I think I
Not
have.
one of the upright ones, but one of the sort of angular ones
Yeah.
that you put on the pools.
They maybe have a list round at the Kingdom Hall.
Probably do. All the blood donors. You buy one of these mailing lists off the blood donors association and
Well,
cross
as I
them
say,
off.
it certainly works.
The idea, of course, is the real idea is to keep a bottle of pig's blood behind the door, and when they knock on your door, chuck it on them. And then they'll go to hell.
Yeah,
That'll be
right.
great, won't it?
Yeah, well, that's
Because they won't know it's pig's blood.
No.
And then they'll think, I'm going to hell.
Yeah.
Mind you, you'll probably get sued for a new suit. Still might be worth it. I think I'll get a bottle of pig's blood and invite them round.
Not
Or
bad.
throw a black pudding at them. That'll do it. Have a black pudding. Get that down your neck. That'll be all right.
Yeah, well, as I
Hey, I wonder
say,
if they do. I wonder if they're... Hey, that's a question, isn't it? Are Jehovah's Witnesses allowed to eat black puddings?
I don't know.
I don't either. Will they come on and tell us that? Or have they not got the bottle for that either?
No.
Smart.
We've got one at work that's very quiet, actually. I wonder if I should ask.
Ask him. Hey, say, hey, are you Jehovah's Witnesses? Are you allowed to eat black puddings? Because they're made of blood.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you, Tina.
Okay,
Ta-ra.
bye.
The question of the night. How do Helen?
Hello, Alan.
Yeah.
Just ringing up really just to say I don't know how on earth you managed to keep so sane doing this radio programme.
Who said I've kept sane?
I've been sat listening to you tonight and you've had a real mixture of people, haven't you? Ringing up, you know, one person that was really depressed.
That was me, love.
Oh, yeah, I noticed that.
Go on.
Honestly, I just don't know you. I don't know you manage it. I couldn't do
It's
that.
called rank stupidity, and most people in the world could do it. It's the easiest job I've ever had. How do Michael?
Hello?
Yep.
I think that I'd like to talk about zoos.
Zoos?
Yeah.
Go on.
I think animals should be put in safari parks instead of zoos. Because it's not
Why?
It's not fair to them being locked up in cages.
But they're locked up in safari parks, aren't they?
I know, but they've got more room to move around than that.
Yes, but say you keep a tiger in a safari park or a lion in a safari park, it hardly has sufficient room for its needs, given that normally they have the Serengeti in which to roam.
But it has much more than it has in a zoo, hasn't it?
It's still not enough. Talking about something on the basis of it is less cruel but still very cruel is not really a valid argument. All right, never mind. You obviously agree. How do Stan?
Hello, Alan.
Yes,
I'd like to talk about AIDS.
go on.
Well, I'm going on my holidays tomorrow, you see, and I was wondering, like, is there any chance I could catch it by going abroad?
You won't catch it by going abroad. Living in another country doesn't give you AIDS.
I know, but...
Doing what you might like to do when you're in another country could do, so take precautions, or better still, keep it to yourself. How do Steve?
Hello, Alan. I'd like to talk about Jehovah's Witnesses.
Go on.
Well...